know how many of you have witnessed liberation of Goa. I'm one of the lucky child who has witnessed liberation in Goa. I was studying in 4th Marathi in Mushtifund. This was a small building at that time. We never knew that Goa would be liberated so soon and so suddenly. December, when we got up early in the morning, there were big sounds of big blasts coming from very, very distance. My home was there at that corner, not this first corner, second corner, where there is Durga Chambers now. We had a nice bungalow there. And suddenly we started hearing big sounds and our window panes started shattering. So nobody knew what is happening suddenly. And there was one radio station at Bambolin, where Goa Medical College is there. There was one radio station. Now around probably 10 o'clock or so, first radio news came that Goa is being liberated. Don't get worried. And the sounds that were coming were of bombarding done by INS Vikrant. INS Vikrant is still plane carrier. It's a big naval ship, warship, which carries aircrafts on that. So Vikrant had come to Donapal in mid-ocean, and the fighter planes had taken off from there, and to avoid Portuguese governor running from Goa, they bombarded the airstrip. So they created two big holes on the airstrip so that flight should not take off and governor should not go. But we must appreciate the skill of the Portuguese pilots. Despite those big holes and destruction of the strips, they took off with the governor. So governor went. Indians could not capture the governor at that time. My uncle told all of us, we had a first floor, so the windows were shattering, so none was allowed to go on the first floor, because if at all the houses were demolished just by the sheer vibrations of this bombing by Vikrant, then nobody should be injured. So we were all brought on the first floor. We had our lunch on the first floor, ground floor, sleeping on the ground floor for one full day. We were not allowed to go up for fear of house coming down. But then nothing happened. We are lucky. And then there is one lady, she is still there. I will try to get her on 26th of January. She is 100 years old. But she can speak without the mic and everyone can hear her. Her name is Advocate Libya Lobo Sardesai. Now Libya Lobo Sardesai took off in a helicopter with her husband, and the helicopter was moving around throwing pamphlets telling not to get worried and that Goa is being liberated. The Indian army has entered Goa from all possible ways. They came from Savantwadi this side, they came from Belgaum this side, they came from Kankon this side. So all three entries they came, and they were helped by all the freedom fighters to show the way. And so she was telling, don't get worried. If you see any soldiers, you give them water, you can give them some food, because they must have been tired fighting. Now what did Portuguese government do? They blasted Banastari Bridge. So they had already planted bombs because they knew that these soldiers are going to come. It was then Defense Minister of India, Krishna Menon, who took the decision overnight to liberate Goa. Nobody knew it. Even the cabinet, Indian cabinet, probably only two people knew, as I remember. One was Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru and second was Krishna Menon. So only two knew this secret mission. So after bridge was blasted, Indian Army within 2 hours created a floating bridge, and the whole battalion started coming in, capturing one town by other. Now everyone knew by then, so they received a great welcome. It was in first time in life that we had seen a Sardar, a big beard and a turban above. We had never seen them in Goa during our childhood. So first we were frightened, and they started walking here on the streets, because by that time the Portuguese had surrendered. So they started walking like this on the streets, and then we would see Sardar and we would say Jai Hind, Gandhiji Jindabad, because we were not allowed to say that before. During Portuguese regime, we were not allowed to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai. We would be put in the prison. We were not allowed to say Jai Hind. We would be put in the prison. So it was all inside. I mean, I was in 4th, so we had to do something. So we were moving on the streets like mad children, running this side, that side. Panji was not congested. There were only 4 houses here in entire strip. So we were running from here to there, telling everybody that Goa is being liberated, Goa is being liberated. And by the time it was evening, all Portuguese soldiers who were here were taken to Azad Maidan, their clothes removed, top clothes. They had surrendered and they were made to sit there. So we rushed there to see the Portuguese soldiers, because we had that khunnas inside, that these people should be driven out, and we were seeing them sitting like this, all Indian soldiers surrounding them, and we started enjoying. I still remember I had 4 Indian soldiers. We had a small house there, but it had a balcony outside. So you climbed the stairs and there were balcony. My uncle was a famous doctor, so his patients used to sit there. So we called this, there were 2 Sardars and 2 some other from infantry, but all dark, pitch dark, tanned skin and full uniform and loaded guns and a heavy bag. So we made them sit, we gave them water and some biscuits or something, and immediately saluted. So they saluted. I mean, that was a thrill that we are being liberated. And like mad, we started saying Bharat Mata Ki Jai, Jai Hind, moving just around here, running this side, that side, as if we had contributed something to independence, liberation. We did not. We were just enjoying that. And by the time it was evening, everything had settled down, and everyone was just thrilled, engrossed, very happy for those enjoyable moments. Now that is what I vaguely remember. And why we were, our batch was worried because after fourth Marathi, we had only 3 schools. One was People's, one was Progress, one was Institute of Instruction. Matnechi school mental. So, and then Musidat Portuguese was compulsory. Musidat Portuguese means NCC now. So after 4th, we had to join that Musidat Portuguese. And Musidat Portuguese, every one day in a week, the children used to put that uniform and move around streets. And their national anthem we had to sing, Lavar Mush, something like that. The Marathi translation was Sagara Bhumi Ranapatu Naravara and something, I don't remember. We didn't want to sing that. So we were relieved that we are liberated, and then we don't have to do Musidat Portuguese and no Lavar Mush. So immediately it was shifted and Janagana Mana came then. So these were some of the thrilling, unforgettable moments, and these thrilling experiences, they have started fading now. Probably last year I explained something more. This year I have forgotten half of it. So it will happen, but we must appreciate, thank all those freedom fighters. There is a small drama called Zalta Gomanta. There was a terror police officer called Ajay Montero, who was a absolutely terror, and he, caught hold of all the freedom fighters and tortured them in the cell. If you know the name of freedom fighter Sharada Savaikar, she happens to be my cousin. Now all her teeth are lost. That was because of Monte's slap. With one slap here and the other slap here, her 10 teeth came out and molars came out, remember, and they were bleeding. And he had a leather like belt, but it was almost a stick that was called cavalry. You hit with cavalry, it used to touch your skin, hold, and when you pull, it used to pull your skin and the muscles out. So they were all bleeding. So Montero's cell, you take a person inside and he would come out half dead. And all our freedom fighters have suffered this. You don't know how Bala Mapari was killed, how he became a martyr. It was torture to its extreme. I will not describe it because it is beyond description. But all our freedom fighters did this not because they wanted to get freedom fighters pension, because they never knew. It was only because they were mad that the Portuguese should go. It was a frenzy for them. They just left their houses and went. And that is why it is the supreme sacrifice that they have done. So on 19th of December, we must salute the tri-flag, tricolor. Also we must remember and salute the sacrifice of all the freedom fighters who have laid their lives without caring for their family at that time. They had not done this, then probably Goa might not have been liberated, because they started this movement which ultimately culminated into the liberation. If they had not started this movement, they had not sacrificed their life, they had not sacrificed their family life, then probably we wouldn't be liberated. So it's all because of their sacrifice that we enjoy what is there. And that is why we are duty bound to maintain the Goa, to make it prosperous, for which they sacrificed. Thank you.